Hello. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Greetings and greetings and greetings to everybody. Hello to the folks out there on Facebook Live today. Hello to everybody in the room today, and a special huge hello and welcome to all of the healthcare workers at Howard University Hospital, which is who today is dedicated to. Thank you so much for being here, and we are so delighted that you are able to join us today, both in the room here and on Facebook Live. Welcome to everybody. I'm going to say our usual hellos to all of the crew that I can see, and thank you so much for joining us here at the Washington Rebels Daily Antidote of Song. Washington Rebels Carpe Diem Arts Daily Antidote of Song. I'm so excited today to see Bonnie in Idaho. Hello, Doug in Vermont, Kathy in Virginia, Christiana and Bob in Rockville, Betsy in DC from Washington Rebels, Nicola in the UK, Arlene in California, Susan in Ohio. And I see Arlene has a song sign. Thank you, Howard Healthcare Heroes all. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you, Arlene in California. Sandy in Severna Park. Candace, hello. Carolyn in Idaho, hello. Great to see you today with another sign. Bless, back it up a little bit. Bless you, yay. Thank you, Carolyn, that's beautiful. Sarah and Rick, hello, nice to see you. Rosalie, hello. Lisa in Indiana, and Annette in California. Deborah in Kentucky. Hello, Julie and Jan in Edmonton. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Gay, holding up a beautiful thank you. That's lovely. Thank you, Gay, so much. And all this love going out to Howard University healthcare workers. I love it. Sue in California, Dion in Massachusetts, Karen in Arizona, Janet in Georgia, Sarah in Texas, Nancy in Washington, Anne in New York, Andrea, hello, nice to have you today. Dan in Virginia, Renata in Wisconsin, Mabel in Massachusetts, Nancy in Vermont, Jenny, hello, coming in from BC. Hello, Busy Graham in Maryland. Nice to see you today with Carpe Diem Arts. Martha in Oregon, Caroline in the DMV area, Sheila in Florida, Deli in Maryland, Marnie in Charlottesville, Beth in Kentucky, Elias, hello, nice to see you again today. Hello, Storm in Massachusetts, Mariana and Rick in Vermont, Steve in Baltimore, Barb in Kentucky, Susan in Seattle, Jane in the UK, Marion in Vermont, Gary in Mass, Lynn in Connecticut, Sandy in the Yukon, Fred in Maryland, Fran and Dale in Colorado, Kevin in New Hampshire, Ann in DC, Janice in Ohio, Tom in Victoria, Harriet in Illinois, Jan also in Illinois. Ann, nice to have you with us today. Trish in Vancouver, John, hello, nice to see you today. Isabel, thank you. Valerie, thank you. Aloysius, and lots of other folks off of video today. I would like to shout out Cynthia Livingston, who's in the room with us today, the community director at Howard University Hospital, who was my partner in all of this, helping me get this through, and also Anthony Blue, also from Howard. Also want to shout out the CEO of Howard, who was with us on the cards day, the cards drop day, and she's also been instrumental in all of this. Thank you so much. And to Anita Jenkins. And I would like to say a thank you also to all the folks in the room today who've made this possible, besides our entire Daily Antidote of Song community. The amazing Aaron Geyer on the tech, the amazing John Leka, who is running the behind the scenes video for us today. And then, of course, my three amazing, fabulous, incredible artists who I love so much who are in the room with us today. Arne Batson, former Sweet Honey in the Rock, coming in from California, and also Chris Matthews in DC and Ysaye Barnwell in DC. So I am going to turn the hosting over to Arne after I say a few quick things. In case you're new to us, the lyrics will be in the chat. My email's in the chat if you want to be in touch or get on our list or have any conversations about anything that went on today. And I thank you again to all of you for being here, community artists and tech helpers alike. Arne, I'm turning it over to you.
Wow, what a great day. Good morning, everybody. We are here to celebrate Black History Month, Rosa Parks' birthday, and our fantabulous Dr. Ysaye Maria Barnwell. Dr. B, you know I love you. You know I love you. And I have to say this really quickly. The first thing that comes to mind when I think about you is beauty, your beauty, the beauty that surrounds you, the beauty in you, the brilliance that makes it all translatable and relatable. I mean, you can take what's inside here and paint these incredibly beautiful oral soundscapes that just ooh, just oozing. beauty,
You
justice,
can stop now. It's
and living
okay.
with an open heart. I'm serious though, and behind your back, I'll call you Dr. B with the dancing hands and the shaking eggs. So I got my egg here today,
Okay.
and just thank you for being single-handedly responsible for the work that I do and that so many other singers do. You got people in these communities singing. We owe you. You're legendary. We're grateful for your leadership, your forward thinking, and just your overall gorgeosity. Okay, let's get to the song today.
Okay.
We are doing one of your all-time classics. This song got played on pop radio. It's More Than a Paycheck. Dr. B, can you tell us a little about the origin of the song?
Yes. Well, first of all, I taught at Howard University for a good number of years. I have also a postdoc in public health. I was the first class of public health that was offered through the med school there, and this song sort of came out of those experiences. I wanted people to know that it doesn't matter what kind of work you do, you are in danger. And that was really the point of the whole thing. So I want to honor my colleagues at Howard University Hospital, and I want you just to, enjoy this break.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I just need to say that I'm also a Howard alum. Baldwin Hall, room 205, and plenty of days I walked over to the hospital to get some good collard greens because they were better than Florida Avenue Grill to me. So giving a shout out to all the Howard people here. Okay, so with More Than a Paycheck, are the lyrics in the chat? I think most people know the song. And Dr. B, if you could help us out just by singing the chorus of the song first, which starts it, and so we all know kind of where to come in.
Okay. So it starts out, we bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. That's the nucleus of this whole thing. So we bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring asbestosis, silicosis, brown lung, black lung disease, and radiation is hitting the children before they really been conceived. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. So I say, workers, lend an ear, because it's important that you know that with every job there is the fear that disease gonna take its toll. If not disease, then injury, like a broken leg may befall your lot. And if not injury, well, in stress, is going to tie you up in knots. And so we're bringing home more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We bring more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. I say, workers, lend an ear. It's important that you know, and that with every job there's a fear that disease will take its toll. I wanted more pay, but what I've got here today is more than I bargained for. When I walk through that door, I bring home asbestosis, silicosis, brown lung, black lung disease, and radiation is hitting the children before they really been conceived. I wanted more pay, but what I've got here today is more than I bargained for when I walk through that door. So I say, workers, lend an ear, because it's important that you know that with every job there is the fear that disease will take its toll. If not disease, then injury, like a broken leg, may befall your lot. And if not injury, well, then stress is going to tie you up in knots. And so we're bringing home more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. We're bringing home more than a paycheck to our loved ones and family. Yes.
Ooh. Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
Thank you.
Go.
And what I want to say, just one thing I want to say is that I was on the faculty at Howard University for many, many years and decided to do a public health degree. I was in the first public health class, the graduate program, and that song was the song that I wrote as part of my research. So there
Wow.
you go. Give back.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Dr. B. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Dr. B. Thank you.
Thank you, Arne. Thank you, Ysaye. Absolutely great to sing that with you. And I love all those connections to Howard and to public health and to your thesis and all of the ways in which that all wraps both who you are musically, who you are politically actively, who you are as a healthcare, public health figure. Just absolutely an incredible tie-in. And I want to say again, thank you to all of the healthcare workers out there at Howard University Hospital who've been helping to make our city, and also a shout out to healthcare workers all around the nation and all around the globe. It has been a time. We know it has been a time. We have no idea what it's like to be in your shoes, really, but we're so grateful for your existence. And the project that we did with a lot of the folks in this room who wrote thank you cards, when we delivered the 1,700 healthcare cards to Howard, that was a real labor of love of the folks in here, people looking for what it is we can do to help all of you who are working so hard for all of us. So thank you again, Howard, healthcare workers, a big hug and a lot of love from everybody in this room. And I want to also now introduce another amazing song dedicated to healthcare workers. Chris Matthews, a singer-songwriter in DC, who has been in this room with us a lot of times, just like Ysaye has and just like Arne has. And Chris has an album coming out in which this song that she's going to share with us will appear for the very first time in album form. Chris, can you remind me of the drop date of your album, and can you share your beautiful song with us?
Certainly. Thanks so much for having me. It's such an honor to get to share this song with home care workers, especially healthcare workers, especially in my backyard in the District of Columbia. So it drops on March 26th, and the song that I want to sing for you all is called Selfless. And it was written about a doctor actually in Houston, Texas, Dr. Carlos Araujo Presa, who was an amazing doctor who unfortunately lost his life to the COVID battle. And it just made me really reflect on how much danger you all are in on a daily basis and still so selflessly going into work day after day after day for the rest of us. And it is just so humbling and such an honor. And I'm just so grateful for all of the work that you're doing, every single type of frontline worker, but especially those of you who are just in the front lines, just in such a dangerous capacity. And so the chorus of this song says, selfless is as selfless does. Some give it all just because. And in times like these, when sorrow is falling like the leaves, when the storm is more than a storm, heroes come in many forms.
Mm.
Measure years in terms of seasons, how much darkness each day brings. And this year has been a hard one. It's felt like winter since last spring. But it's on the darkest nights that the stars that guide us shine. And in life, that's when you find out who will lay it all on the line. He was a doctor, a son, and a father, a lover and a friend. And his job was like his calling, not a clock punch to pay the rent. He treated every patient like he would his mom, his kids. And when his lover asked, was he scared, he said, baby, I was born for this. Selfless is as selfless does. Some give it all just because. And in times like these,
when sorrow's falling like the leaves, when the storm is more than a storm, heroes come in many forms. She couldn't see behind his mask, just the kindness in his eyes. And before she even asked, he said she was gonna be alright. 'Cause it's on the darkest nights that the stars that guide us shine. And in life, that's when you find out who will lay it all on the line. Well, he was right, she did recover. And one day when she was home, she saw an obit in the paper, and those kind eyes she'd come to know. She never got the chance to thank him, but she knew he saved her life. And with tears running down her face, she said there is no greater sacrifice. Oh, selfless is as selfless does. Some give it all just because. And in times like these, when sorrow's falling like the leaves, when the storm is more than the storm, heroes come in many forms. Not all heroes wear capes or costumes. Not the person teaching your kids. Not the nurse sitting in your mom's room. Not the frontline worker taking so many risks. But selfless is as selfless does. Some give it all just because. And in times like these, when the sorrow's falling like the leaves, when the storm is more than a storm, heroes come. Heroes come in many forms.
Thank you all so much for everything that you're doing.
Chris, thank you so much. That was just a remarkable song and so lovely to sing and so lovely to see all of the faces of the healthcare workers holding their cards. I'm not sure if you could tell, they were also holding the Washington Post article that was about them. We got feedback from the folks at Howard that said that they were over the moon and even crying about both the article and about the thank you cards. So I think, gang, that we made something special, and it feels good to know that we've been able to do something to make a difference to some people, even people we don't know, just kind of like what we do every day in this room, right? So thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ysaye, for sharing those beautiful songs. And I would like to turn it back over to Arne. We have a few minutes just for maybe a little discussion with you and Ysaye and Chris, and then we'll sing again with Chris before we leave.
Fantastic. Chris, wow.
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 Thank you both. It's just an honor to even be in a room with the two of you. I'm such a fan, and your work has influenced me so much. So it's an absolute honor to be here with you both.
Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you. It's my honor to be with you.
Yeah, it's wonderful how, the generations just it gets passed down. Dr. B, I'm curious, how is your creative level working right now with the pandemic? Because people are doing different things.
Actually, I feel like I'm taking a break. I really have slowed down. I was in Africa back in February, And I came back into this country at midnight on March the 18th. And nothing has been the same as it was that I left it. And so I feel like I'm still coping and trying to find my own groove and how do we all get through this. So it's been a real experience.
That's
I
right.
also feel like if we have just a couple of minutes, I think I might have left out some lyrics from my song. Did I talk about asbestosis and silicosis?
Yep. And I did the cough too. I got a chance to.
Yeah, you sure did.
Okay, I
It was
just wanted to
wonderful.
be sure.
That was always my favorite part in the song. You get to, you know. So
I
no,
also want to say that most of my professional life was spent at Howard University, and that I was in the first public health class
yeah.
that was established at Howard University Med School. And I owe a lot of who I am to Howard University and to liberal arts and public health and all of that. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Absolutely. As do I. As do I. Chris, how's your productivity level creatively working right now during this pandemic? I think you've got new music coming out.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. I think it's one of those few things we try to find the silver lining, especially in times like these. So I like to call them the pandemic perks, just to try to keep some bit of levity against all of this that we're experiencing. But it definitely has been a blessing to be able to just kind of sit still, kind of be made to sit still. Musicians, as you know, our line of work, our profession is kind of imperative that people can gather, and the thing to keep us all safe right now is not gathering. So we have had no choice but to not be working right now. But it has definitely led to a lot of focus just on the creative aspect. So I'm grateful for that. That is definitely one pandemic perk for sure, and it allowed me a chance to write a song like that, to really dig into that gratitude and express that gratitude so fully. Again, to the healthcare professionals and to so many various forms of the frontline people who are doing everything from dropping off groceries and keeping people who are immunocompromised and elderly people and just all of us safe, to the doctors that are there, literally just coming in such close proximity to this very dangerous virus, and have been straight from the beginning, just going in and just giving so much for all the rest of us. It's just very humbling. So I am grateful for the opportunity to have been made to sit still, to observe all of that and really dig into the gratitude for all of that.
And you're both so right, because there's a selfless piece that's not about the paycheck. Y'all
Yeah.
saw what I did there. Y'all
Oh
saw what I
yeah,
did
that's
there.
right. Connecting,
You
bridging the
know,
gaps. That's
you saw
it.
what we did there. Come on now.
For sure.
And
Yeah,
then,
it was so beautiful to get to sing that after everything that Ysaye taught us, the knowledge that she dropped down.
that's
It was
right.
just a perfect cue up. So man, what a great opportunity to get to
Thank
sing that.
you. And
Let's give it up for Dr. B. Come on,
Oh
y'all. Give it up for
yes.
Dr. B.
Yes,
back at
indeed.
you.
And let's give it up for Chris. Thank you, Chris.
My
You
pleasure.
want to come up, boo? Your come up is looking real bright. It's real bright. And Joe, thank you for all of the incredible work that you're doing. Just the consistency of this every day is a place where people can come to for medicine, for food, for healing. And then with the cards, you're doing big things, big
Yeah.
things.
Thank you, Arne. That's so sweet. This has been a complete and total absolute community effort. It's amazing how every single one of the people in this room has really been such a part of what has made this work. The singing together, and in some cases, the singing for strength, in some cases, the singing for joy, in some cases, the singing for grief, and today, the singing really explicitly for other people. And it's such an amazing package. I'm so glad that we are able to do this together. Thank you, Howard University healthcare workers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so glad you're happy with our cards, and we're so glad that you're getting a smile out of them, and hopefully pinning them on your billboards, and on a tough day getting to peek at them again. And remember that there's a whole community of people out there, not just the folks who wrote the cards, like the entire city, the entire nation, truthfully, the entire globe, who's working in some ways as best as they can to keep you safe and to show you how much we care. So thank you again so much, everybody in this room. Chris, I was wondering if I could ask you to go ahead and sing the whole song through again. We're going to try and put that slideshow up on full screen this time so that we can hear your beautiful words behind it and get to see those faces one more time.
I'd be honored.
Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely.
Aaron?
measure years in terms of seasons, how much darkness each day brings. And this year has been a hard one. It's felt like winter since last spring. But it's on the darkest nights that the stars that guide us shine. And in life, that's when you find out who will lay it all on the line. He was a doctor, son and a father, a lover and a friend. And his job was like his calling, not a clock punch to pay the rent. He treated every patient like he would his mom, his kids. And when his lover asked, was he scared, he said, baby, I was born for this. Selfless is as selfless does. Some give it all just because. And in times like these, when the sorrows falling like the leaves, when the storm is more than a storm, heroes come in many forms. She couldn't see behind his mask, just the kindness in his eyes. And before she even asked, he said she was gonna be alright. 'Cause it's on the darkest nights that the stars that guide us shine. And in life, that's when you find out who will lay it all on the line. Well, he was right, she did recover. And one day when she was home, she saw an obit in the paper, and those kind eyes she'd come to know. She never got the chance to thank him, but she knew he saved her life. And with tears running down her face, she said there is no greater sacrifice. Oh, selfless is as selfless does. Some give it all just because. And in times like these, when the sorrows falling like the leaves, when the storm is more than a storm, heroes come in many forms. Not all heroes wear capes or costumes. Not the person teaching your kids. Not the nurse sitting in your mom's room. Not the frontline worker taking so many risks. But selfless is as selfless does. Some give it all just because. And in times like these, when the sorrows falling like the leaves, when the storm is more than a storm, heroes come. Heroes come in many forms.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
Jill.
you. Chris, unbelievable. Thank you so much for taking
My
us
honor.
on that journey. Just an enormous thank you to everybody in this room, to Arne for helping to host today and for bringing so much spirit and energy here, to Chris and Ysaye for bringing perfect lyrics, perfect melodies, just an incredible way to celebrate our healthcare workers. To all the community members in this room, the ones who were smiling, laughing, holding up signs, the ones who wrote cards, the ones who cried with me today in here. Thank you so much. A beautiful amount of love and energy we've been able to send out into the world. Howard, healthcare workers, we see you. We really see you. And we thank you so much for everything you do. And healthcare workers around the world, this was all for all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so kindly. And I want to thank again Ysaye, Chris, and Arne, and to Aaron
Yeah.
for the tech, and John for the filming, and to all of the staff and the folks behind the scenes. Another thank you to Cynthia Livingston from Howard University, and to Anthony Blue, and of course to the CEO of Howard, Anita Jenkins, who took part in all of this. You guys have all been amazing on every level, and we're really grateful to have had an opportunity to partner with you on all this. Thank you. Please join us again tomorrow for another song. Please join us again all week, all month. We have a beautiful 2 weeks of Singing for Racial Justice coming up. We have a beautiful archive week at the Library of Congress coming up. So we really look forward to singing with you for all of that. Thank you again for being here. Goodbye to everybody out there on Facebook Live. We love you, and we're so glad you're part of this too.